So, am I actually live? That's the question. Oh, fantastic. I am live. Hey, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. This is the evening of, well, it's just the evening of Wednesday, February the, February the 1st, 2028. Since this is, what, is it odd years or even years that February has the next day? I think it's even years, right? So I believe it's only 28 days in this February. Yeah, it's only 28 days. On even years, I think, or every 4 years, there's an extra date. It's actually February 29th. And there are some people who were born on that February 29th, and so they kind of say, well, I only celebrate a birthday once every 4 years. So I'm not really 50. I'm actually only 12 and a half. but anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. More fun with data science at the command line. Uh, if this is your first time stopping by, hey, thanks so much for taking time out to stop by and say hi. Also, be sure to click that. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button, click the like button, and also very, very important, click that bell icon to be notified whenever I go live or upload another video. I gotta remember my camera's not in front of me now; it's off to my side of my old laptop. Anyway, so yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. Hey, please stop by the chat session and say hi. Click the bell icon, subscribe, and like the video. Okay. More fun with command line data analytics. We may actually have a little fun. Look at a different data set tonight. Maybe the Tidy Tuesday data set for this week. So it looks kind of interesting. Anyway, sit back, relax, and back with you folks in 15 minutes. So will anybody show up this evening? What are we looking at here? Yeah, okay, welcome back to the Care About Data Science channel. Let's see if we can get this show on the road here now. Close. There. There we go. Anyway, just to recap last night, today, as I actually put up my first video with the 18 Under group on YouTube. It was again the Public Index Fun with Data report, and it's an intro. Hang on a second. All right, let's turn it down a little bit. Okay, as I was saying, had to get my dad's hearing aids so I can turn his iPad down. Okay, so welcome back to the Care About Data Science channel. We'll continue with data science at the command line. Version 2 has been released. The printed book looks like this, but as the printed book looks like this. Although, as we know, you can actually access a version of the book online. You can also, of course, if you want to support the cause, you can also buy a Kindle version or a printed version, okay? So anyway, let's open up our Linux desktop here. And you can see we're using the typical JWM desktop. You could have chosen many ones. Now, the question we have to make tonight is how do we want to organize our data? That's the question. We could put it. You can create the organization is critical for me. So you could create. I could create a directory for like all my R programming. I could create an R subdirectory someplace. Put it all underneath the all my R code underneath underneath the R directory. I can create a directory for Python. Put all the Python code underneath there. And underneath these directories, you can create a subdirectory for each project you're working on. We can also put them underneath my documents. Okay, but we probably don't want to put the code in the documents for the code probably belongs in it. Well, we could in this case. We could, for instance, so that's a question you really want to give some consideration to. Because otherwise you will have directly scattered over all over the screen here. Okay, let's just open up here, make sure we have what we're up to first of all. There's a data science. Okay, there's a CSV kit, there's a CVS kit. My documents. So I have created some underneath here. There's Tidy Tuesday, for instance. We could come up here, for instance. Tidy. We can also come over here, create a new folder, new directory, and we can say call it. And this would be for all world and data stuff, including our COVID-19 data. What about over here? Let's see, GitHub. No, we actually didn't. We actually, this technically shouldn't go since it didn't actually come from. Since you know what, let's do. Let's put this. Since technically this isn't a GitHub repository. There are GitHub repositories available for this, but as we found out, it's much quicker to download it this way. So we could put the pandemic data underneath there. Now we could do this at the command line, of course, but I'm just going to be a little lazy this evening. Where do we put that at? Data science? No. Of course, we can have as many top-level servers as we want. We could put them all on our desktop, which is a fairly common thing to do. I just lost all my code. It must be out here someplace. Oh, it's under here. So let's do this. Let's move the so that's just disk util. Do we know where those came from? That's from the author of that. So we just moved something underneath the data there. What about over here? Again, this here, of course, is see, these here actually belong someplace else. We could, well, are they actually located in my apps bin? Yeah. And the thing to remember about this my applications bin directory, it's part of the past. That means we can execute these programs in here from anywhere on the system. Okay. All right. So where are we here? Tidy Tuesday, new directory. We're just going to take a little detour here and take a look at some data from what's called the Tidy Tuesday project. I got to do something about how to need to figure out how to use my phone's camera. I have the OBS camera app on it. How to use this, and and have it located closer over here someplace. Oh no. Anyway, so we'll go to Tidy. We're going to go to GitHub. Tidy Tuesday is a weekly data science project where people from the ARC or data science community release a data set for the members and other people to go out and just, to download and to analyze and pour analytics on, all kinds of fun stuff like that, okay? No, so I am logged in. Because I want to do it up here, right? Oh, I need to make a note of this here also. Is there an install script here? Okay, now he's using this Docker, but I don't use Docker. That's probably what I did over here. Okay, so I need to put this someplace. Oh, let's do this. Let's go back to GitHub. Okay. And I created a new repository for my online class. Like I said, I'm creating a series of videos to introduce people with young folks with how much fun the data Linux and data, how much fun you could have in using data, using Linux and analyze data. Upload, create a new file. Okay. So that's still there. I better knucklehead and save it, did I? You knucklehead. So I'll eventually be able to give the folks who are in fact who are in fact watching the of course I may have also just the sample tool has moved to its own repository. So that means that it well, in that case, that's not really the correct thing, is it? We're interested in dish utilities. So I'm not sure what that actually does. So let's go ahead and include the same thing over here. Yes, I know. I was using i3 last night, but tonight we're probably not going to do that. But anyway, so let's just have a little fun here. Okay. Download some data. R for data science. Let's come down here. And so you can see that they release these data sets every Tuesday. And sometimes there's one data, sometimes there's one data frame, and sometimes there's 2 or 3 data frames. This one here says pet cats in the UK. So what's this tell us about this? Let's see. Let's see. The data this week comes from the Move Bank for Animal Tracking Data via the data is Pearl. Okay. Between 2007 and 2013, Roland Case et al. Convinced hundreds of volunteers in the U.S., Canada, Australia to strap GPS sensors onto their pets. Okay, provide their information. So this has two different files. Okay, and we're only interested in this part here. Let's do. So this is one very simple way to pull down data from the internet. You know, as you recall, we also did the same thing last night using wget command to pull down. So underneath the tidy2s, we could do this. We could do cats. Organization is very important. All right. Let's take a look here. Files are not terribly big. Well, the first one, the actual cat data is what? Is it 2 megabytes? So what that is? How many rows are in this? Let's take a look at the number of row counts. And first of all, so the larger of the two has 18,216 rows in it. And the other one has only cats. Has only 1,002. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to use the less command. That way I can scroll back and forth through the output. Because less puts the output to the file out to the screen, or standard out, as it's sometimes called. So what we're really interested in here is the tag ID. Okay, that's what's important, because that tag ID is the tag ID is what uniquely identifies the row. So we can look here like so: tag ID, animal tax on, deployment, deploy on date, deploy off date. So the first row up here is going to be the headers. So let's do this, as we sometimes do. -1. Now it appears that each cat or each ID only has one entry. Okay. So we can look at the column headings for the first one here: tag ID, event ID, visible, timestamp, location, longitude, latitude, ground speed, height above ellipsis. I don't know what that means. Algorithm, marked outlier, and so forth. Let's take a look at the header for the other one. Tag ID is the first column. Animal ID, animal tax on. So and you come down here, and now we got the data dictionary. The tag ID is a unique identifier. Okay. The event ID is an identifier for the set of values associated with each event, and so forth. Longitude, latitude. But now here's the reference to what we call the code book. Tax ID, a unique identifier for the tag provided by the data. An individual identifier for the animal provided by the data owner. But since this is unique, we can do a join. Yes, I just said a join on the two IDs and come up with a single data set. And obviously, a single data set isn't really the best method to do this by. But what the heck? This is all about having good, clean fun, right? Now, if you work with data, if you work with databases, you're familiar with you're familiar with join. It's the same concept. It's going to join on two fields, and I believe both fields have to be in both files. Both fields have to be in the first column, which they happen to be. Okay. Let's take a look up here. Make sure of that. And of course, the man command is, of course, this type of manual is okay, but you know, that's a little bit. For whatever reason, Unix join command. Take a look at this. The Unix join command. The join command is, yes, got it. It's a command iterator for joining lines of two files on a common field. Suppose you have two files, and there's a need to combine these two files in a way that the output makes even more sense. For example, there could be a file. The trash is out, thank you. Okay. Containing names and other containing IDs. And the requirement is to both files in such a way that the names and corresponding IDs appear in the same line. Join, yes, that's right. Join is the tool for that. Okay, join. The join command is used to join two files based on a key field present in both files. The output file can be separated by a white space or by a delimiter. Interesting. Okay, so the basic command is this. But what are our options? Now let's assume that there are two files, file 1 and file 2, and you want to combine the contents. Okay? So here's the most basic format of this. Using the join command, both input files should be sorted on the key on which are going to join the two files. Okay? But at this point, we're not actually specifying the column name, so it's probably going to join. By default, join takes the first column. Okay? Excellent. Join the first column like this. First column 2. Options. Field equivalent to field 1 and field 2. File numbers, empty field format, obey format restrictions, character as input. File number field, join this on the field of file 1, join on the field of file 2, check order, non-check, and so forth. Okay? So since as fate would have it, we got two things. So let's do a sort. The two files as suggested. Now, will this work? Okay. Now let's do a sort. No, by default, I think that the sort sorts on the first column also, okay? Okay. So by default, I think it's also going to do, well, I mean, well, we'll see. So at this point, just again, let's verify that both these columns begin with the tag. Yep. So tags first. Oh, you know what happened? It's sorting the first line, okay? So what happens is it's sorting, but it also sorts the first row. Now, can we tell if they ignore the first row? Yeah, maybe, but I'm not quite sure, honestly. I'm going to see. I didn't actually specifically look for that. So what can we do? Well, we want to retain the let's do this. UK cat dot. Let's create our header file. Okay. I can't type anymore. Okay. So now we should have now we got our headers. Okay. We got our headers. So now we want to do a sort. But we don't want the header sorted again, do we? Okay. What can we do here? What we can do is we can use a grep -v to exclude the records that have the based on the tag based on the tag ID. Okay. So once again, we're looking for tags. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Don't tell me. So what's the action? So ABBA tag? What does that mean? Okay. Don't look at what I'm about to do here. I'm actually going to cheat a little bit. These files are small enough that we could probably open inside of the GNU Catch UK. Where are the column names? Interesting. So there's this. Okay. So the tag ID, was that reference or was that, which one was that? It's a text field. Let me see something here. So is that this one here? Catch left. Okay. This is the problem, isn't it? What should have been something simple is not. And you know, because this is the same tag ID. So is this really the same cat over and over again? You wonder how they could confirm that so soon. Anyway, I got a monitor stand I didn't need. I got a speaker I couldn't get to work, so I went out and bought me a new speaker. This is an Anker, what's it called? Sound card or sound something or other. About $25, I think. It works quite well. It's a Bluetooth. It means no cord. Okay. So they're telling us that this is unique. Okay. Which doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Because you clearly have, well, you know what? Here's the question. We're going to come over here and we're going to look at we're going to do a count in Catch UK, okay, by Catch UK. We're going to use our favorite tool here, okay, and we're going to say, let's do a sort. Unique. You know, and this really is a pretty spiffy tool, I must say, okay. And this will give us a count in this because they're saying that the CAT's UK reference is that the tag ID is unique. Let's just double check that. Okay, let's just double check that. Now why they would use it? You know, I would think that when you register a thing, you would assign to it a unique number. You know, this just looks like cats' names. What do you do if you have a cat? Two cats have the same name. So let's look at the code book again. Tag ID, okay. So this is the detail column. A unique identifier for the tag provided by the data owner. If the data owner does not provide a tag ID, an internal movebank tag identified might sometimes be used. An identifier with a set of values associated with each event, i.e. sensor measurement. A unique event ID is assigned to every time. So I guess it could be one cat was multiple times. Tag ID, a unique identifier for the tag, meaning the cat on the tag, okay? Provided by the owner. Do we have animal ID next? No. Okay. An individual identifier for the animal, provided by the cat owner. Okay. Okay. So we can say we could say that the cat reference is the primary key table. It's a primary table, okay? Because it has a unique identifier for each cat. And we could say that the cat underscore UK is is the detail table. Okay, so let's just do this here. We're just going to take a look. Oops, we forgot to, we also need to do a cut. Okay. So what's it mean when it just says Coco? So you can see that a lot of these cats, what would happen if we put a sort? What would happen if we put the sort after the unique? Huh? The idea is to try to get a sort by the actual number of appearances. And it works. I don't know. Can we do a reverse sort or something like that? So it's essentially if I recall properly, essentially what it does, it sorts from left to right. So if the first column is a number, then we're going to. Okay, what's interesting is it's not actually sorting in numeric order. It's sorting in character order, which of course raises the question: can we actually tell it to sort numerically? So what we could probably do, we could probably tell it to sort in numeric order. So what's the content of a text file? Yes. Does this, because it wants me to use nope, ain't going to do it. Okay, example. Suppose you want to create a file. Options Unix also provides us with special facilities if you want to write the output to a new file. So these both do the same thing. Okay? Our options, sorting in reverse order. But what we want to do is we want to sort in numeric order, right? Okay, very nice. Very nice. So let's see if we come over here and let's do voila. You know, and what a useful piece of information, okay? It may not seem like much, but it really is useful because this gives us some idea of of how these are going to work. Because we do want to do a sort. Let's just get rid of these. Start back with the essential files. Okay? So should we make a copy of this command here? So we're taking the catch file, the delimiter's comma, we're pulling out the first column, which is tag ID, then we're doing a unique count for each tag, and then we're sorting that by the output, okay? Let's just keep this open, in case you want to add to it. Is anybody watching? Is anybody out there? Sometimes I think I'm all alone in the universe. Sometimes I think I'm all alone in the universe. Let's check and see if we're getting any looks on the. As I think I said above there again. I'm actually creating a separate series of videos on YouTube, which is with the content similar to what we're doing here. It's designed for people under 18, which means only people under 18 can watch. That's not true. Anybody can watch the video, but people under 18 can also watch. Okay. Take a look at it. Okay, so my video has had 1 like, which may be me, and 4 views, which is one that uses me. It could be if the people keep seeing. Now, the first video was longer than I wanted it to be. It was 45 minutes. My plan is to keep the rest of these videos for this intro to this Phone with Data series on Puppy Linux to 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, that's really what we're trying to do here. Open an existing browser section. Okay. So we actually want to sort both of them. We want to sort. Now, if we do this sort again, it shouldn't make any difference, okay, that the whether or not we we choose the whole table or not. Okay, because it should sort from left to right, so it's going to sort automatically on the first column. All right. Then it's going to sort. Then it's going to sort something else. But let's just give that a shot and see if that actually makes sense. No, I'm confused. We know what header here is. There's reference. So let's create a header file for the reference. Now we got our two header files. Now we get a little tricky. Okay, if you come back over here, tag ID. So, because when you do a sort, it sorts everything in the system. Now, is it possible if there maybe say skip the first row? Well, it certainly is possible. After all, this is Linux, okay? So what we want to do is we're going to do a grep -b, which says don't include any of the lines that can contain this string. Okay. So now we get a little tricky. So now we're going to pull out all the code, all the rows. Let's see something. Okay. Then we want to say, what do we want to say? Oh, you know, I forgot to include the file in there. So we're going to call this we're going to come over here and we're going to say to count the rows. Then we're going to say -n. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to append it onto this over here. Now we're going to come over, let's go over here, let's make a copy of this. Okay. Just in case this works. So what this should do, it should remove any rows. It should remove the header rows, and then we should do our unique count. Then we're going to do a numeric sort on the first column, and we're going to append it onto the end of cat headers. Okay. Let's say less. No, the reason we got the header, this was a header file. Let's do this now. Let's come over here. Do I have one of these open? Let's just take a look at our my documents, Tidy Tuesday, cats header. Let's try this one more time. Discard. What happens if we come over here? We do this one more time. Of course, I didn't save the header file, did I? Okay. But let's do this. What happens if we don't really need to, well, shoot, we want to, no, we don't actually want to sort the counts. Okay, we actually just want to sort this by the tag. Okay. We don't need the so let's say UK or cats. Okay. Now the only thing we want to make sure of is that the tag IDs are sorted. Okay. Okay. So let's come back over here. Take a look at cat sorted. That looks right. But I don't think, well, does the, well, no, because the, only the detail table will contain the unique ID. So that means this cat has all these, holy smoke, good grief. You know, I know he told you to follow your cat, but I think this is a little bit too much, okay? Discard. Okay? So now, we want to do a similar thing with headers. Okay? So we want to say, no, reference headers. Okay? Except we want to do it over here. Mm-hmm. Let's come back over here now. Let's look at the reference. There we go. So now what this means is that we can do a join on the first column, which is the tag ID. Okay. So how's the join go? Do we go say is the join? Do we want to join the first one to the second one, or second one to the first one? Let's see. I suppose we want the references to be first. Okay. I'm thinking anyway. Now you can use any editor you want, of course. That's strictly up to you. Let's just write this. So we're going to say join reference Let's say. Okay. Join referred header. Join referred header CSV55 is not sorted. Lady T tag, Lady T Phyllis, so forth. So does this mean we actually still have a file? Except we did sort them. Okay, we did sort it. Well, that's a little disappointing, isn't it? Because I think they were sorted. The first column was sorted. Okay. How do you not sort a row? Of course, we could import it into SQLite database. Hey, and do a join that way, right? Shoot. Well, we looked, right, at both the individual files. CAD header. Maybe I didn't do it right. See, this is clearly sorted. Let's say it's not sorted, but it certainly is. It certainly is sorted by the tags, or it should be. It certainly looks like it anyway. But what happens if we reverse? Let's come up here. No, wait. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, does it? We don't really need. We don't want a unique there. That's the problem. So we've got a grep for tags. Then if we catch UK, then we're going to do a sort. I hope you're enjoying me sitting here trying to scratch my head. So we should have two files, Cats UK and Cats Sorted. So we're going to say -1. All right. So we don't want to do unique. Now we'll do, we want to change this so we now have two separate files, okay? Okay, so that should be, so those should still be the same. But what we want to create is, okay? We don't want a unique here. Because each, we don't want a unique. Because the cat sorted has a header row in the first column, header, the column headings in it. We'll exclude any row that has tag ID in the Cats UK or Cats UK reference. We're going to append it to the end of the Cats sorted. Okay. Now we could, of course, just turn this into a script. Okay, so now you can see that the columns match. All right. So, does this mean that there shouldn't be any more rows added than there already is? Now, these should both be sorted now, right? So we got them sorted there. This is the detail table. 1,197.5 rows. I'm not sure how you have 0.5 rows, but it gives us an idea. And this is sorted. Okay, so that should be right now. Okay. Okay. This is sort of, quite honestly, I'm not quite sure why it's not working, because we examine the files and they're clearly sorted. The first column is clearly sorted, okay? Which is, but it says it's not. You know, think about maybe importing into an SQLite database, but we'll see. Maybe not. So what can we do with the cat sorted? So this is the detail record, and this was the reference. But it says they're not sorted, but they clearly are sorted. Examine them, they clearly are sorted. Now, there's a possibility that there's some extra spaces there. Okay? There's always that possibility. So can I say, interesting. That would be a typical thing. That would certainly be a thing we can do, but if I can't seem to save it, as a CSV, which is kind of strange. Which makes absolutely no sense, of course, does it? So what can we do at this point, this data? We can exit out of this, okay? Hmm. So what do we do here? Hmm. Hmm. Let's ponder this here. Now, so let's just so these are some tools from it's either from the DS Utils tool or it's from the CVS kit. Let's just take a look. And that's interesting. We got lots of interesting stuff here now. But let's see if we look to be kind of fun. Not much really going. CSV look. Let's just try this. So it gives us a little table here. Okay. So that's kind of fun. So the column names on which to join. So let's try this. CSV join. dash C is that a capital C or a little c? That looks like a little c. Okay. And what we want to join it on is tag ID. Now, by the way, you can actually set the key binding, so you either use like the standard, like I'm doing here, or you can use VI key bindings. What do you want to do with it? Joins, 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 joins. Okay, delimiter. Now we're going to do a dash D and a comma. See if that'll. Now, why you couldn't determine the thing, I don't know. Okay. So maybe it needs to be inside of quotes. Cannot determine delimiter, even though I put one in there. Well, that's a little disappointing. So it could be just because we look over here, we don't actually see, any type of quotes or any type of equal sign, okay? So it could be this. It could be No, that was a good shot. We gave it the old college try, didn't we? So what if CSV with the clean, with the join? Let's just do custom output format. What's this called? CSV format. I don't know what else we can do besides CSV. Okay. Let's just have a little fun. SQL ITE 3 caps dot, let's call it UK dot SQLite 3. Okay, let's go to our back over here. Let's go to Chat AI. We could just review the steps to importing the CSV file into here. Well, I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I'll go take a quick restroom break here. Well, it seems like, let's just see what happens here. Good. It's actually, to inload you actually don't have to do that, which is sort of interesting. Okay. At least I don't think so. Okay. So, oh, I said set, and it may not have done anything. Hmm. So whether it actually worked or not. So, see, so this is the actual question. Uh, what steps, what all do you do at the command line, and at what point do you say, let's just pull the stuff into Excel. Let's just pull the stuff into an SQL database and do a little few things there, and that's basically how it works. That's always the situation. Now, one good thing about creating tables inside of SQLite is there's really only there's really only two table types, and there's really only two variables. Well, actually, there really isn't any. One thing with SQLite is that it does not enforce uh, data types. So you can put a number in any column you want to, regardless of what it is. Well, while it's technically, uh, character fields and number fields, well, they're really, it doesn't really make any difference. You can add two numbers from any column as long as it's there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So now, okay, let's try this. Now, I think what you're going to see is that all the columns are all characters. But like I say, it doesn't make any difference. Uh, you know, right? Well, you know, they're all text. My gosh. Well, maybe the references is better. And what do you know? There it is again. Okay. Now I'm going to introduce you to probably one of my favorite websites as far as data, as far as SQL is concerned. TechOnTheWeb.net. Okay. Bookmark that sucker. All right. Let's go to SQLite. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a trim. We're going to create a new column. Well, maybe not. We may just simply do an update, okay? Now this is running pretty slow, but even though we're using Chrome, right? What about text function, string function? We have a trim. Okay. We could do a couple things here. Let's close this extra window here for right. Let's just see how big our file is. It's not that what it's about the same size as the two files combined. And interesting. Okay, good. Okay, so we want to look at trim. That, the question is this: are there any extra characters? All right. So let's do this. So we should be able to do update table. So we could say update table, set column tag to trim tag. Okay, so let's give that a shot. Update tabs, set equals. And the idea is simply to remove any possible blank columns. Okay? And the purpose is just to remove any is to remove any possible combination of any possible extra spaces on the tag. Okay, because it could be why they're showing up as being unsorted because you had some extra spaces. Okay. So let's just see. $18,215 rows. I guess that's right. We didn't get any errors. And 101. Here's if I open up a new, no. So now we want to do a join. Hmm. $50,215, which, nope. So this is correct then because we got the same number of rows as before. Okay, so how do we do a create table now? Except up here, we don't want this. We want C dot star, comma R dot star. Okay? This doesn't look right, does it? Let's just check and see how many people may be checking out the video. Okay, let's come over here. This is nice and easy. Create table. Tab. Okay, so why do I always get okay? So let's go to YouTube. So I'm not signed in. Oh boy. Hmm. No, I don't need this for him because he's not on. He's not on Windows. Okay. Now the short answer to this person's question is latest version of everything. Now, is there a reason why he may not be able to install it? No, not really. But here, but so when you install it, you have to watch for error messages in the console. That'll tell you what's going on. Uh, Okay. You know, what I suggest, you know, here's what he needs to do, I think. Okay. He needs to first make sure he's running the latest version of it. He needs to make sure, here's a rule for anybody to do this, our programming. Keep your system up to date. Because the bug you have today could have been fixed yesterday, and it could have been fixed in a recent run today. Keep your packages up to date. Two very simple processes, okay? Let's just go and check. See if there is a new version. (10/31/2022), okay? So I should still have the same version. Okay? Here's your version. All right? So that's the first thing. But I want you to notice something up here. So let's see if he stops by, or see if the person stops by. Now, the thing is, I don't know what the error message is getting. So when you install a package, you go see install. You can see the install steps going on down here. If you see an error message, well, that's a problem. Okay. Thing I always recommend for people is also, you know, keep your system up to date. Okay. Keep your system up to date. That means keep your R version up to date, and more importantly, on a daily basis, keep your packages up to date. Because there could be a package which the person hasn't installed, it isn't building because they run into over a package. Okay. Select all, install everything, and again, watch for error messages down here. But anyway, let's come back over here. Now, for what I don't know why this doesn't. Oh man. Okay, let's start again. C colon star comma R colon star. Okay. Enter join. No. From okay. Let's bring this up here then. I mean, you should be able to run the whole thing on one line, right? But we'll see. Oh, you know what the trouble is? Okay. Let's try doing this one section at a time. Oh, we have to do the first statement here, select star. We didn't put the from statement there. From C. Okay. So Okay, let's try this. What we're looking for is that it's the pragma. Do we have two tag IDs? So would that be we can make a little video here also to help that rascal out. He doesn't stop by. Probably not the best idea. What I want to do, I want to try to drop the column that has the extra tag on it. So I'm not quite sure what it's actually called. Let's do what happened to our column heading. come back over here for a moment. Let's also do a record. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do a quick video here, trying to help this person out on YouTube. Having trouble getting Tidyverse installed. So I'm just going to walk through a few steps that I would suggest. The first thing is you always want to make sure that your system's up to date. The current version of our program is 4.22. You need to be running 4.22. Because if you run less than 4.22, I probably can't help you. Okay? So I can't emphasize how important it is to keep your system up to date. That means RStudio, R, and all your R packages. Okay? Because that could be the problem. Okay? So anyway, the first thing you're going to do is come over here, open RStudio, and say check for update. And it'll tell you if there's a new version of R out there, RStudio. Next, you want to go over here and search for go to the R project and look here. Like I say, anything less than 4.22, I'm probably not going to be able to help you because it could be a Tidyverse is built for like 4.2 and above or something like that. And if Tidyverse is built for a version other than you, down here in the console window, you'll see an error message say something like, not built for 4.0 or something like that, or maybe require 4.0 and higher. Okay. So again, this is your first error. Now, now let's say we have our latest RStudio and latest R version installed. Next, I would suggest come up here, make sure this says close projects, and I suggest that every day when you start up our program, RStudio, run package update because they're constantly updating packages. Okay, so come over here to go to packages. Your package menu may be located someplace else, so look for it. Click update. Click select all and install. Now again, watch for, and there's going to be a lot of informational messages, so watch for any failure messages. Okay, I normally say something like exit status 0. Okay. Also watch for this because what's going to come down here, it's going to ask you if it could install from source. And the answer to the question, yes, you can install from source. Now again, if you install from source, watch the messages down here to make sure that there's not any error messages on the bill. If there are error messages on the bill, that's a whole separate issue. You may have to go back and install some of these packages, update one or two at a time to find out where the actual problem is. Okay. Now, so now that our packages are up to date and our students, now you can come back over to here to install and try to install Tidyverse. Again, do it. Watch for error messages. It's going to tell you why the error messages. When you install, it's going to tell you why it's failing. That's what you have to look for, right? So that's really the best advice I can offer you at this point without actually seeing your system. Again, be sure to click the bell icon next to the studio to be notified whenever I upload a new video. And of course, subscribe and like the video, okay? Let's also do a record. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do a quick video here, trying to help this person out on YouTube. Okay, so it must be that This must be the joint or something. So how do we get rid of this? Yeah, so it doesn't like that. So I wonder if we change this with an underscore or something like that. So I wonder what you do here then. Okay, let's go ahead and quit out of this. There hasn't been anybody tonight stopping by, so let's just do a quit. And so what you've seen here tonight, you've seen an exercise in futility, which is not that uncommon in data analytics. They always say that they always say that that data running takes 80% of the time. You know, and the join was a good thought. I still think it should have won, unless the problem is the spacing between the two tag ID columns wasn't the same. Maybe maybe there's no spaces on the one table, but there is a few extra spaces in the other table. So therefore, we weren't actually getting a join because, as you saw, they both were sorted. And if you looked at the columns, they were clearly sorted. So what that would suggest is there could be a problem with the number with the extra spacing in the text column. Okay, but you did see how easy it is to import data into SQLite. You also saw how easy it was to use the update function to trim away the extra spaces in between the two columns and the two tables. Okay. Little disappointed that we didn't really get anything done with. Well, again, like I say, that's from my experience. That's the data. Maybe you gain something by seeing my thought process and see what I try to do. You know, probably one thing interesting, we use the CSV look table, look function, which is not a built-in function, by the way, in order to view the table. Okay, but you know what? You win some and you lose some, right? But by the same token, you did see how to import the two CSV files into the table, and then how to clean up the column a little bit, and finally how to create a new table using the select statement that's joined. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm going to bring this session to a close. I know it's a little soon, but you know, no one's here but me, so the other person didn't want to stop by apparently. Although I could give the person a few more moments, but I am going to get rid of this. I am going to close down Linux. And I'm going to leave this up and running for a few minutes just in case that person shows up. So we'll be at it again tomorrow night, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll pick back up where we left off and try to actually move forward. You know, we could even still we can still do some analytics basically on the single table, on the data table as opposed to the reference table. Okay, so we'll see we'll scratch our heads tomorrow night. Try to learn some more. Try to learn some positive things about data analytics and at the command line. Okay, so thanks so much for stopping by, folks. We'll catch you tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. By the way, 8 p.m. Thursday is the last official stream of this week. My main schedule is Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. I do occasionally do 8. Okay, but by the way, if you were watching the video today, thanks so much for stopping by. But click the subscribe button, click that like button, and click the bell icon so you will be notified whenever I go live, including Sunday nights. Okay?